Today is the 25th day of Kislev. It's the first day of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. And we're going into Shabbos. It'll be Shabbos of Hanukkah. A beautiful combination for us to be able to experience the warmth and light of Shabbos, of the Shabbos candles, together with the powerful illuminating light of the Hanukkah menorah, the Shabbos candle light meant to bring warmth and mental, emotional clarity, beauty and peace to the home. The Shabbos candles, combined with the intent and the power of the Shabbos candles, which are designed by our rabbis, the mitzvah, to really illuminate the darkness of the outside. Shabbos candles have an inward focus, the Hanukkah candles more of an outward focus. And part of that message to us is that we have times set aside, not just Shabbos, but the Shabbos of every day is the time of prayer, as Hasidic thought tells us. Well, Shabbos is a time when we step back from business, we step back from our smartphones, we step back from engaging the outside world in order to find our own internal calm and serenity and in introspection, to contemplate who we are and why we are, where we're going. And part of that is also how are we doing with our deepest relationships. First of all, a relationship with ourselves, and a relationship with God, and also with our family. And the Talmud tells us that the purpose for Shabbos candles is actually kind of a utilitarian one, and I remember being kind of disappointed when I studied this as a student, because I'd grown up with the idea of Shabbos candles. There was a certain magic to the idea of ushering in the Shabbos with the beauty of light and flames. And the Talmud tells us that the purpose of the candles is that we not trip on a stone or a piece of wood, to quote the Talmud. In other words, it was before electricity. It was just to make sure that there was this, there was illumination, that no one's tripping over each other, not hurting ourselves on Friday night. So I guess the Shabbos piece, the way it's described in the Talmud, was that now at least you can see where you're going. But I remember as a student hearing shortly after I'd studied that piece of Talmud and kind of sticky noted it, saying, come on, it's got to be more than that. The Rebbe describing the Shabbos candles and that piece of Talmud and saying that the clarity and the beauty of what the Shabbos candles represent to us, in other words, the psycho-spiritual mindset and internal illumination that Shabbos brings to us, is that we can start seeing ourselves in a more honest and clarified light, to know where we're tripping and how we're treating each other and what we're doing, how we're behaving. So we can, when Shabbos sets in, we're unplugged from all the things that distract us and the static of the week. We start seeing with sharper relief how we're acting, how we're doing with our family, things that we need to be able to say, oh my gosh, did I give proper attention? Someone in my family expressed concern about something, and I gave maybe more of a perfunctory response. Maybe they needed more of my attention. Maybe needed more of my concern. Maybe I need to re-engage that conversation. Just bringing an example. So while the Shabbos candles do represent a sense of inner peace, because the Shabbos candles represent how we're able to see ourselves and our own behaviors in a more accurate light, the light of the Shabbos, the light of the Shabbos candles, and that brings the peace in the house when we can see more clearly what we may be doing to contribute to a less smooth and seamless and caring and focused home and with relationships. But that's every Shabbos. The Hanukkah candles, as I said, they have a more outward focus. The Talmud says they should be, the idea of them is we put them in a way where they illuminate the outside. It's not so much about bringing clarity for family peace, but bringing the beauty of focused priorities and divine morals and divine connectedness to an outside world. So the combination of a Shabbos and a Hanukkah are about finding our own integrity, internal integrity within ourselves and within our family, and then recognizing that that's not enough if our home has security and connectedness, but somehow the world has to benefit from that. In years past, I might suggest, bringing people in to share Hanukkah, bringing it into your home for Hanukkah. We can't do that today, but certainly, if the idea is that we have davened, or we've actually had a Shabbos, or on a regular Tuesday, we find the spiritual connectedness. The litmus test of spiritual connectedness, of the effectiveness of that spiritual connectedness, is to make sure the world benefits from it. Every day, especially Shabbos, but every day we want to find our own personal Shabbos, our own personal island of sanctity and mental clarity and emotional clarity and connectedness. And every day we want to find our Hanukkah candles to make sure that we're somehow benefiting the community in the public square with our own internal sanctity. It's a mouthful. Wish you a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Shabbos Hanukkah. We'll be in touch.